Let me get started. Okay, so we have exactly okay. So today now I'll be explaining documentation part. Okay, so today documentation and we'll start because we have 3 days, right? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 21st, 22nd, I'll be 21st I'll be giving you introduction on QTP. 22nd I'll be giving you introduction on load runner. So we have 3 days, and I'll cover waterfall methodology and HDLC. So we are not done with HDLC. So these are all theoretical part. Today I will start okay um, the documentation part. Okay, so I hope everyone has this access to Google Drive, right? So I told everyone, so whoever doesn't have, they need to request, right? Or okay, or send me an email, okay, so that I will be, giving you access to this. So here, let me, okay, so business required document. So as I told you, business required document. Give me a second. Okay, so business requirement, so the documentation, right? So what does the business requirement document contain? So business required document contains 10 to 20% of use cases, okay, business modeling, risk analysis, budget. This is the information that business, okay. Let me show you how does that looks like, okay. So that is actually theoretical definition of a business requirement. It contains a lot of information for the for developers, for the testers, for project managers, scrum masters, managers. Okay, for everyone it contains a lot of information. But we will not be using all of that. Only the information which is required by the testers will be using that, because see, that is very huge. Like, you don't understand everything. Nobody understand. Even I don't understand every business requirement document. Why? Because it's not meant to everything. It was meant uh, to know all the team members. Okay, there are so many people who will be working, right? Developers, testers. So it's for them. So it has lot of information in that. We will be only working on what is required. Okay, let's see. Let's take a simple business requirement. This is the most simplest business requirement, but this will not be in this. Okay, this is just an example to show you. It contains this information. Okay, and so who is the company logo and what you are trying to do here. Okay, the table of contents. Okay, there's requirement analysis and design. Okay, and then it has some information. Okay, who is the revision version and who is the name, and then here the functional requirement. So in this case, right, functional requirement, there is there's information. This is more for a developer point of view. How does it should look like? As a tester, I would see only first name. Okay, so this is the field I need to test. So this is the field which I need to test. Okay, so that's I've shown you, right, the fields. How does it looks like? Let me go back to, don't understand that. So it has like, we'll take like similar example, like we have like this one, and see how name, right, this field. So we have to make sure this field should not accept any numbers and all those stuff. So that's how it is. Okay, first name, last name. So we also have this last name stuff also, right? See, okay, this is mixed in with this one. Okay, first name and last name. Address. So this is how it contains. Okay, address and city. It has city. Good. and it has state. So every field has this, this kind of information. So this is like, this is coming up from Stone Ages. Okay, all this information will be there, and then you have email, good, and so all this information, and you need to test that. So this is how, business requirement contains, but this is very small. This doesn't happen real time this way. This is something which is very, it's just like a, joke. You don't have this. So you are testing, you are testing. This is also like, very small. You will be testing very huge project. In that, you will be some part of the project doing your job. That's it. Okay, that will be so much big. Let's take a real time example. Okay, so that was simple thing. Now real time, so that everyone understands. Okay, that's a joke. That's every information, whatever is there is there. Now the hard part is like, when you get a real document. Okay, so this is the example I'm showing for business required document. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, so this is business required document. This is the real time. Okay, now you have all the information here. So there's so many things here, right? Executive summary, business definition, I don't know, current environment, project requirements, business requirements, and so on. Project ID and um, okay. And now we don't understand all this. Nobody has to understand everything. Only thing, see, the thing we have to, you have to go through it, but you have to read everything. You don't have to understand everything, but you have to read everything, because you don't know which part of it is your job, right? You need to understand it. Okay. So here that's like, explained here, right? With the project will create. So whatever the underline, right? That you need to understand sometimes. Okay. And what the implementation, so what is this and what it's working, this small things you need to understand. Okay, this is how it looks like when, real-time business requirement. See here in this, you don't have any screenshots. Okay, there can be a screenshot, and there is no in this. Okay, in this case, so that's a business requirement. Functional required document, functional requirement document is like, let's see, we have it. Oh, I forgot to add this. Okay, so in functional required document, right? It contains the what it contains. It contains the functionality of an functional and features of an application. So as I told you, right? This also contains the screenshot of this page, like, this page, and and how does it look like. This billing information might be in the somewhere place, and this image might be here. Okay, all those things. It contains all the screenshots and the information too, like, what does happen when you click on place order. So just like this should pop up. Okay, is this, this kind of information should be there in the FRD, the functional requirement document. So let's see, let's take an example. How does it looks like? I thought I added this one, but I forgot. Okay, so this is how, this is also similar to business requirement, but this is more specific to functionality and features of an application. Okay, so this might contain some screenshots, some information about that. Okay, business requirement is like, some company. Okay, in some companies they'll be using same in FRD, BRD, same. They'll say same. Okay, they might you know use the same thing for their own purpose. That's fine. But normally it's a two different things. Okay, for because if some company, right, small company want to see like, they are like, there are so many things they'll be using. Okay, so this is, so FRD contains the functionality and features of an application. BRD contains like 10 to 20% use cases, business modeling, risk analysis, and budget. Okay, so this is an example of FRD. Where is it written, right? Where is it? Functional specs. Okay, so that's how it looks like. Maybe I need to add this. Okay, you guys can look into it. Okay, if you are, no, you everyone has access to Google Drive. Maybe I have to give access. So if no one gets, like, no one has, whoever don't have the access to it, right? Just send me an email so that I'll either give you access, or you can navigate through that. You are okay. System specification. So systems required specification is like, that is like, it contains a complete architecture. Okay, it contains a complete architecture, and also it contains about the software and hardware information. Okay, so that is SRS. Okay, system required specification. And then you have physical data modeling. So this, okay, this document, do I have it? Oh good, we have it. Good. So this is how it looks like. Okay, this contains all the architecture information. So I mean, this is more, you see, everything will be there. Starts with introduction, right? So it's also same. So this has, okay, this will be on the, based on the company's name. Okay. So what is doing, and see what are they trying to do, operating environment and all those information, design and implementation constraints, user documentation, assumption and dependencies. So these are the some parts in the uh, what is it again? SRS, system required specification. Okay, what are the features, core features, and so there's so many things, like you can go through it. But in the real time, you need to understand this. You are not going, don't go directly and write these documents by yourself, but you need to understand. So what we are trying to do and what is there in the document and how we are going to proceed. So that's for that reason. Okay, these documents are there. You need to understand like architecture. If you're trying to understand architecture, you need to know this. Okay, so this is how it looks like. And then you have like high level design. So high level design, okay, so high level design is like, it's also like, design document. Okay, so it's a design document which normally contains like, call flows, um or the flows which you have, just like your flow chart, right? Flow chart. You want to know, let's take an example like Autosys, like you're running in some third party tool, job scheduling tool. So you have like, job scheduling tool. You'll be, using, that kind of document is called high level TDD. Okay, let's go to the TDD, technical design document. So this also similar to HLD. Okay, which contains all the call flow information, or the flow charts, like you're using some, Autosys jobs, and which job should run first, and which, let's take an example. Let's be more better understandable, right? Good. Do that one. Yeah, Mohammed, do you have any question? Okay, so this is like, let's see, technical design document. So all things starts from this. So it contains the technical information normally. Okay. So but this is not much appropriate to it, but you can take this as, it doesn't makes much more sense. Okay. Mm, and then we have one more document. Let's go to PDF. Better that way. See, technical design document. Um, okay, these are common, of course. And then see, here you go. So here's the flows, right? You see that diagram. Normally it contains these diagrams. Okay, so that's why it's called as. Okay, this is good. This is very good example. Okay, so all it contains is information about the good. Let's save this. How do you save this? Okay, good. Okay, I'll be putting this into Google Drive. Okay, so everyone will have access and can just see this. Okay, so this contains all the information about the high level diagrams. Okay, all the drawings you can see this diagram. So normally flow charts, calls and call flows, all those things. Okay, and there are some screenshots. Okay, so that is technical design document. STM, source to target mapping. So everyone knows this what is STM. So it's like source to target mapping. So it's a mapping document. So how does the mapping documents look like? Okay, so this is not a good idea to show this. Okay, so so what is the mapping document content? So it's like source to target mapping document at STM. So it contains all the information about the source, okay, about the source information like source database, source column, source table, and all kind of information. And also it contains the information about the target column, target table, target database, how many database you are using, how many, okay, how many columns here, how many rows and how many tables, all that information. Okay, this is supposed to be there in the STM, source to target, mapping document. So it has, and it contains a transformation logic or transformation rules. Okay, what it's supposed to do. Okay, how many, okay, when you are trying to do, normally these are done in the target, right, and it contains in the, normally that transformation is done in the target, not in the source. But there are still things where you will be doing like where source you will also be putting transformation logic. Okay, so it's based on the company's rules. So those all this information will be contained in this STM. This doesn't have good. Okay, good. So this has this, right. Let's say this is a source. Okay, this is a transformation logic, and this is an information about what to do. Okay, and this is the message. Okay, this is a message format and what you have to do. So this is like this is like typical mapping documents, but this not always like this. There has to be source information, target information, then only you need to proceed. Now you, because you need to know the primary key, primary key, natural key, candidate key, all those information should be there in the STM. That's source to target mapping document. And then you have, coming to main part, you have test plan. What is a test plan? So test plan is a high level document. Okay, test plan is a high level document which contains all the information about the, okay, about the project. Give me a second. Okay, so test plan contains all the information about the, so it's a high level document prepared by the QA team. Okay, QA lead, so more specific, to be specific, QA lead. So you will be giving inputs like what you need to be tested and what all this information about it. Okay, so okay, you don't normally you don't prepare it, but if you have to prepare it, then you have to prepare it, right? You don't have choice. Okay, so you have to prepare it, even as a QA tester. But normally it's a job of the QA lead. Okay, so what does it contain? So what does the test plan contains? Okay, that's the most important. Okay, so we have this. Okay, we also have these documents. No big deal. Show us. So it contains all the information like test plan identifier, introduction, test items, features to be tested, features not to be tested, approach. Okay, and test deliverables, testing task, involvement needs. All that information will be there in the. See, these are all like topics. I'm just saying topics. Okay. Just like this, right? Oops, I have better thing to show. So okay, so today I'll be giving you homework on this test plan. Okay, you need to know. So this is a template of test plan. Okay, this is there in the Google Drive, or I can send you email. Okay, what you need to do is just change this information. Okay, just put as like change it to project name as GMO. Okay, what we have done, right? GMO, and we are trying to prepare a test plan for that. Okay, and GMO and test plan is good. Just you can leave this alone and put the date what you are trying to do. Okay, just put wherever there is a project name, put that the GMO, and then you can put as author name. Okay, and all this information you can be like this. Okay, here what you can do is, right, what are trying to test. Okay, these three things you can fill it up like you're trying to test online catalog page and online. Okay, and the fields and anything payment. Okay, three things you can, whatever you want to add you can add it. Okay, and items which are not to be tested. Okay, you can also add items which are not to be tested. Okay, you can put this three information in this, and then this is to be tested, is not to be tested. Okay, this is to be, just make sure you can remove what items to be tested, you can remove this, and this is not to be tested, you can remove this. Okay, and then this. Okay, so let's see this. This is functional testing. So what, so make sure you guys are doing right? This is functional testing, so make sure you update in this. What is this? This is conformance testing. We are not worried about this, you can leave it till, leave it just like that. Okay, functional testing, make sure you edit this in the functional testing module, not in something else. Load testing we are not worried about it, so just make it, leave it. Performance testing is just fine. Regression testing, you can add some of this in the regression testing too. And okay, you can stress testing, forget it. System testing, if you want to add, if you know what you have to add, you can add it. Unit testing, it's not our job. So developer. User acceptance testing, just you can, don't worry. So that thing you can, okay, fill this information, it's simple. Okay, only which is, just make sure which you are trying to do. Okay, and then just put your name, role. Okay, and then just upload that into the SharePoint which I have given you access. Okay, that's your homework. So I'll be giving you instructions, make sure you follow the instructions and just do it what the as per the instructions. Okay, okay, so this is test plan. Okay, so it contains all the information like risk. Okay, what are the risk and what are features to be tested, test approach, all this information is contained in the test plan, and this is how it looks like. So if you want to see how does it test plan look like, this is how it looks like. Okay, and this is the information that will be there. So normally in real time too, you will be doing the same. You will be only editing it. Okay, you will be removing all this. Okay, this is not required, and putting this information. And if it say, they say okay, no, low test is tested, we are not bothered about that, then you will be removing that. So this is a very good example for template for a test plan. Okay, so this is how you can use it. Just make sure you change all this information. Project name GMO online. Okay, you can add it that, and then you can just use it. So that is test plan. Okay, so, and one more we have test strategy document. So what is a test strategy document? It's okay. So in the real time, right, they might be also saying like test plan, test strategy are same, but to me it's not same. I would not take it as the same. No, test plan is different, test strategy is different, right? Test strategy, then what is the test strategy? Test strategy, see, test plan is like how you are, planning. So it contains all the information about planning things. Okay, how you are planning and what you are trying to do, all those things. Test strategy is contains like, strategical analysis, like, how you are trying to approach. So this is like planning. But if they are stuck in something, how we are going to approach that? That is strategy. Okay, so what does it contain? So it contains test levels, roles and responsibilities, environment requirements, testing tools, risk and mitigation, testing schedule, testing priorities. Okay, all this requirement traceability matters, all this contains in the test strategy document, which doesn't have in the test plan. So this is an example of test strategy. Okay, so pass fail criteria and all those things contains pass fail criteria. Okay. This contains in the test strategy document. Risk and contingencies, okay, and then you have all this require responsibility matrix. So all this. So this is a test strategy. So technically, test plan and test strategy document is different. Now I told you what's the difference, right? So plan is like something which you're planning. Okay, all contains what the information about the planning. Strategy is like how are you going to approach. So all the information about the approaching. Okay, information about the approaching it contains. So in normally in project they might say no both are same. So go with that. You don't have to argue with them and say no the strategy is different as well. Don't do it. Sometimes they call it test plan to test strategy and test strategy to test plan, and both they want to call it as same. That's fine. We don't worry about it because it's just for reading and understanding, nothing to do with anything, right? You need to, if you want to design, like QA lead will be helping you out, and or mostly lead will be doing this, and you will be giving input to the lead. Okay, how to? All right. So next we have like test cases. So everybody knows that test case is a high level document. Okay. So this all these things are like in a high level document. But test plan and test strategy is a high level document which is done by the lead. Okay, QA lead. Test cases is a high level document which is done by the QA analyst or QA tester. QA analyst or QA tester. Can anyone answer? Is done by the QA analyst or QA tester? Who does that? Okay. So test cases is like it's a high level document which contains which is which is done by the QA. Okay, QA team, QA analyst and QA tester. Okay. What does it contains? It contains like test case ID, objective, steps to perform, expected result, pass, fail, comment. So normally we didn't see these many, right? We just only put actual and expected. So normally that's it. But to be more theoretical point when you're trying to explain, right? You need to explain all this. So you need to be very detail level, right? Detail oriented. Whenever you're trying to say in the interview, you need to say all the information as much as possible so that you know more than anyone else. That's why they want to hire you, right? Because you know more. Okay, so that's you need to tell all this information. What does the test case contains? Like test case ID, objective, steps to perform, expected result, pass, fail, comment. Okay, so that's the test case. Migration document. So migration document is like it's like other documents like you can take it as a document. See this normally, right? Let's say there's a project like they are sourced from IBM and they are trying to migrate that all that I'm sorry DB2 not IBM. Source you have a DB2 and you're trying to migrate that into Oracle. Okay, so now you need my okay let's say Teradata, there's a Teradata and you're trying to migrate in Oracle. Okay, now let's say you need to separate documents. Why do you need separate documents? Because see that query, that SQL queries, the way there is the writing a SQL query is different in the Teradata and there is a different in the Oracle. Okay, that's fine. But here the way that gets stored in this might be different. Okay, so and in the Oracle it is different. and then you need to do lot of data scrubbing, data morphing, data cleansing, all those things. After doing all that, you need to put into the Oracle database. So all this information, right, all this information actually you are trying to migrate into another database. Then you need to put into the migration document. So normally it don't have to be a separate document, but it's just in case. Normally if you have the documents, then you will be having this migration document. Okay, so this is all about documentation. Any question in documentation? Okay, good. So next we'll go to. Okay, I need to check homework today. Next, let's go to. Oops. SDLC reporting system. Okay, so we have SDLC remaining, right? So we'll go to next SDLC. Okay. So let's check our homework. Good guys have like open good defects. Okay, they should be the more defects you open, that's good. I mean, you don't have to be, exaggerating everything, but I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to, make you understand, like, if you happen to open defects, you will be, plus point because, they cannot do anything with you until that defect is closed. So, before the defect gets closed, make sure you open one more defect. So again, they cannot do anything. So that's how you have to, move. So that means, that shows your, the way you are doing the work. Okay. Yeah, if you're good with com skills, and you don't need much of technical skills. But if you're not good with com skills, then technical skills only help you out. Okay. So yeah, this is the one what I was talking about. Good has been opened. That is important, right? So that makes sense, right? Does everyone agree with that? So this is a defect. Not this one. Oops, this one. Okay, you are like HTTP, word used to access is not allowed. So why? So as a customer, I don't need this, right? I don't want all this, when I'm trying to navigate this web page. So this is the issue. Okay. So of course, when you're trying to open issue, these issues can be opened directly. But you need to first, of course, best thing is you need to talk. Always need to talk. Okay. You don't do anything without talking, right? If you do that, you will get into trouble. So make sure you do it what is being said. Okay, so you always need to be proactive. You need to talk to your lead saying that, hey, this is a open. If not lead, then developer. If not developer, then scrum master. If not scrum master, then be product owner. So there are so many people to do. Okay, so you don't have to, so if no one is there, there's no lead in my team, how can I proceed? No, that's not the answer. You need to go approach someone else, the developer. You cannot say that there's no developer in our team. you are tester, so there should be a developer. Okay, so that's what I mean. I mean, you need to be proactive, not just being taking granted of what I'm saying. Like if you need to be so that you will get recognition, so that okay, okay, you are doing some work. Otherwise it will be hard. Okay, so 1850. Oh really? 17. Okay, I didn't see this. Maybe of course it might be wrong. 6 plus 9. Okay. Okay, I didn't check this one. Okay, this is good. If this totaling procedure is incorrect, then of course, see, that's a very good point. See, this is a very good point. I didn't know this, right? So this is a very good thing to talk about. Whenever you get a chance, you need to talk about this. See how we are trying to do the total, and I'm getting like 1850, but while we're trying to total it, it's completely different. Okay, so this is a very good defect. Then okay, so this is something which I don't know because I don't know in which browser it is happening. Okay, for this you need to be specific because for me, okay, if it is in this looks like more of a Google Chrome. This is browser because I'm the way I'm like it's seeing this. This can be a Google Chrome. Okay, but I never got this issue, so I'm not sure like how. Okay, so it's in Firefox. Okay, so yeah, so you need to put that information. Okay, so whatever you're trying to do, right? You need to put which browser. Okay, and so that so they will have better knowledge. And okay, is it an IE? Is it in Safari or is it in Firefox? Is it Chrome? So many browsers, right? Okay, so that's good. And then okay, okay, good. And website is accepting. Yeah, so this is what I told, right? This is accepting more than what actually it is. So okay, so this thing name and address doesn't follow the standards and address requirement of. Okay, I mean this one. Okay, shipping and image click. Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, I guess everyone has put that screenshot. That's good. So you're doing well. So always okay. To start with, you can do this. I mean, see, when you are experienced, like after 2, 3 years experience, you will not be doing that. You will be just you might not even opening defects. I don't know. Okay. So to start with, that's a good start. Okay, you need to put a screenshot, give more information. Okay, what is which browser it is, which version it is. The more specific you are, the better things will be for you as well as for the others too. Okay. I didn't get this. Okay, that means it has been added more than the stock. Okay, makes sense. So yeah, so all this, right? Okay, so good. You guys have, like, everyone, almost everyone has, opened that screenshot. That's good. So screenshot is always important. Okay, so now let's go to um, SDLC. So SDLC is giving, like, we can give, like, from 3 slides today, maybe 3 to 4 slides. The remaining we can continue tomorrow. Okay, SDLC is software development life cycle. Okay, and so you can go ahead and read this CMM. So you don't require this, CMM, capability, maturity, and this one. But unless you want to read, okay, you can go ahead. But it's not required at this point of time. Unless you want to read and you want to understand more, you can go ahead. You can just have a glance on that, because if even if it is asked in the interview, you can be smooth on that. Okay, so SDLC. So SDLC is like software development life cycle. And so what does the SDLC contains? SDLC contains phases. So it contains, let's see. So what is an SDLC? SDLC is software development lifecycle. It's an iterative and incremental process. It's an iterative and incremental process. So everything is like an iterative and incremental process. Okay. So it contains like phases, various phases in the SDLC. So to be specific, it has like 10 phases. Okay, it has like 10 phases. Can you see that? Like initiation, system concept, planning, requirements, design, development, integration, testing, implementation, operation and maintenance, disposal. How many? 10. It has 10 phases. But so I don't want to, like, be more detail on it. I'll stick to the only 5 pages. Okay, I don't want to be more detail and boring to you and the interviewer. Of course, don't want to. If you know it, of course you can tell it. But let's stick only to the 5 pages. No, what is it? 6 pages. Requirements, design, implementation, test, installation, maintenance. That's like support. Okay. So what is the SDLC? It contains like 6 pages. Okay, this waterfall. Waterfall is a part of that SDLC. So these are waterfall, agile, in helical model. Then again you have helical model, and so many methodologies. So these are methodologies. Okay, these are all derived from the SDLC, software development life cycle. So everything is derived from the SDLC. Okay, let's see. So in the requirement stage, what will happen? We gather all the requirements. So all BA, business analyst gathers all the requirements, and put that requirement to one place, and then it gets approved from their manager, BA manager, and all the stuff, and then it's get ready. Then design. So what happens is, like, then architecture job. This is like more of an architecture job, and it says like, no, we have to design this way, no, that way, that no, architecture level, and data modeling should be this, all those things. That is design. You're trying to design. And then implementation. Implementation is like more of a developer job, and saying that, okay, we are trying to implement this. This is there. This table should be there into this. This website should be there in this, and this is how it should be. So that is implementation. You're coding, or coding work, right? Once it's done, once it's moved into test environment, then you have to test. So that will be done in the test. And then once it's done in the test, now you communicate with the middleware team, or or some team, and then put it to the production. So that's the installation. Then you do the production in the real time. Okay, then, and then you go to the production support. Okay, the maintenance. So if there are bugs in production, issues, there are some issues in the production, then you have maintenance. So this is like 6 phases. So can anyone tell me, like, which phase the tester jobs begins as? Which phase does the tester will start working on? So this is like 6 phases, but where the testing job starts. Okay, so let me ask you this. So if the tester job starts in between a thing, so do you think like tester will be idle at that time and they will pay you for being idle? Okay, so if you have answered that right, so you have to answer this question. So if you think like if tester job starts from design, implementation, test or some test, so do you think that all these phases tester will be idle and they will pay you for being idle? No, right? No one will pay you for being idle. Our job as a tester will start from the right from the requirements. Okay, right from requirements. So what will you do with the requirements? So so requirements. The requirements like business, although it's a job of a BA or product owner. Let's be be in agile. Okay, product owner job. Okay, although it's a job of a product owner to gather all the requirements and all this information and put in one place, we will be involved in that, saying like okay, so they will be okay, as a to start with you'll be just moving into meetings here and there, but once you get experience you will be there in all phases, and then you'll have a meeting with developers, product owner will have meeting with the developers, testers. Okay, if all architectures, managers, okay, even if it's not managers, scrum masters, all the, and say like, okay, this is the requirements. What we are going to do. This is the product owner will come up with saying that okay, this is the requirements. We are going to implement it. So how we? So any questions in that? No, any how do we want to proceed? This is how the business shares that. So those kind of things. Now as a senior tester, right? So you'll be looking at the requirements and saying that okay, so this is the requirement. So okay, so it's more like a developer. Developer will see okay, so how can we proceed this? If there are issues, so how we are going to proceed this? Do we have any strategical analysis? Do we have any strategical implement? So all those things are questions. There's too much of work to talk about, right? So how the requirement should be organized? How does okay, that's a completely different thing, but you'll be still involved in the requirements to understand the requirements. If there are any defects in the requirements, see sometimes there is defects in the requirements. So I personally opened so many defects in requirement document itself. Okay. So as a tester, yeah, there's a document issue, right? There's a document issue. There's a lot of issues in the document. Okay. So that's the first thing, the tester will start from requirements. And then in design, okay, this is more of a, what is it? Data, okay, architecture level, right? Architecture, data structures and all those stuff. Here you will, okay, you will not be involved much of mostly QA lead or no testers will not be that much, but still, you need to get the information, such like how the architecture is designed. Is it a snowflake schema? Is it a star schema? So where is the primary key going to this? Where is the foreign key? Where is the candidate key? Where is the natural key? You need to know all those things. In the design phase, there's okay. In the real time, it's completely different. It might not be this way, but this is how it should be. Normally, it should be everything is data modeling. How the data. Okay, so all this data modeling, how the data modeling is done. Okay, so all those things should be to be known, right? You have to know. If you don't know those things, if you don't know which primary key is going to which foreign key and which foreign key is going to which candidate key, then you don't know. You cannot perform this writing, right? You cannot write SQL, you cannot write test cases, you can do nothing. Okay, so this is like where the design part. You need to be involved, and you'll get more information on this. And then implementation. Okay, let's say, okay, I missed something here. Okay, in the requirements, that's fine. Okay, you'll be going in the design. What you'll be doing, right? So there's so much work, right? Test plan document, test strategy document. Okay, so there are so many things you need to write. Okay, Well, okay, let's say in a design phase, you will be writing test plan document. Okay, test plan document, and okay, you will be helping you lead with you, and you'll be working with all the information, getting all the information from the architecture, and you'll be writing test plan document. Okay, next implementation. In implementation, the developers will be writing code. Okay, they will be executing code. Now let's say you have some time, you will be writing test strategy document. Okay, test strategy and test cases. Okay, you'll be writing that time. Okay, now you have covered all the two, right? Design and implement. Now test. Test is something where you are going to test. So this is how what the action start. But all the documentation part you have to complete that before. You cannot wait till test, right? So you need to complete that in the requirement, design, and implementation phase. So you'll be finishing that into those three. Writing test plan, test strategy, getting approval, getting approval from the lead, getting approval from your bosses, getting approval from everyone, and getting, finishing that work. And then the test, you will be start executing those test cases what you have written. Then installation. Installation phase is, where you actually uh, migrate. Okay, you put that all the information to the production. Okay, you'll put in the production, and the it's ready. And in the maintenance phase, you'll have, like, if there is any production issues, or if there is any other issues, you'll be working on that. So technically, testers will be involved in all of the phases. Okay, no one will, if you say, if you're saying like testers job starts from test, and no, testers will be idle in that phase, then it's not possible. You cannot be idle, right? You'll be working something in some test phase, either preparing test plan document, test strategy document, test cases, attending meetings, understanding the requirements, understanding the architecture, understanding, so all those things, so many things to do. Okay. Any questions in this? So this is HDLC as well as waterfall. So HDLC is also same. So let's, okay, so this is also same: analysis, design, implementation. Okay, planning, analysis. So this is also, like, part of the waterfall, because waterfall was derived from the SDLC. Any questions in this? Give me a second. I think I missed something here. So I didn't set physical data modeling and logical data modeling, right? Let me schedule this. We have 5 minutes. We can work on that. So we also have two documents, okay, PDM and LDM. I have that into this drive. Just I forgot somewhere. So in the physical data modeling, right? So this is like, the more of a architecture point of view. So this should have uh, this is good. Okay, this is all I have information about this. So you have these three tables where the data is going. Okay, so this is like very small. Okay, this is not this is the okay. This doesn't have that this way, but you will having more information. PK, primary key. Okay, so all this which is going. So this is a table. Okay, this is a table, and this is like, this is PDM, physical data modeling. So this has all the information in this document. Okay, this will be much more larger actually, to be specific. Yeah, this is good example, right? Here you have these tables, various table: supplier, product, category, item. Okay, and which this primary key is going to this foreign key, FK is foreign key. Okay, and I know this. So this is primary key. Okay, so all this information, if there is a candidate key, you'll have candidate key. If there is no natural key, you'll have this natural key. All this information will be there in this PDM, physical data model. Okay, so that is PDM, and you have one more LDM, that is logical data model. So it contains the logical information of the, so how to check it? So it contains logical information. So just like for example, so that's so physical data. So one example is physical data where you have like tables, right? Views are the example of logical. Okay, so that's if you have views, then it's a example. So this is like an example of logical data modeling. In real time, this might not be like this. It will be much more. The document will be much more bigger, and you have more of a table level. Okay, everything will be in table level and less of information level. Okay, all this it will be a graph, like chart kind of thing. Okay, so this is the idiom. Okay, some reason I missed that. I don't know why. Okay, so any questions in documentation and SDLC? Okay, so how do you use that? This is yesterday I told you, right? It should be. So when you do this, you need to log in into this. Okay, username is your email, password is what you have set, right? So everyone has given, I've given like I don't know how to. Once you log in it, you will be getting this, this page. Okay, you will be getting this page. Go here and click on ITMaker SharePoint. That's it. When you click this, here you find files. Okay, go to the files and upload your document, and make sure your document name is you should have that test plan underscore your name, okay, underscore date. So make sure so that I understand whose test plan is it. So there will be so many people like who will be uploading, right? Make sure you follow that instruction as you have done in the rally, right? Just like rally. Okay, so that's it. I mean, go here, see, same again, right? In the this web page, go to the IT Maker SharePoint. That's it, and you go to the files and upload it. That's it. Upload files. Here you can upload, add files, and you can add files of this test plant update. Okay, so that's how you can do it. That's it, and there's no big deal in this. Okay, you don't have to worry about all other features. We don't require it. And we don't worry about this. Is only for how to upload and download. Okay, because in real time we'll be using SharePoint, so as a lead, so you'll be doing that. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, you will be working on it. Okay, any questions? So it's already one. We have, okay, waterfall strengths, okay, and weakness I'll be completing tomorrow, and also I'll be finishing this SDLC tomorrow. Okay, and there are spiral and all the agile. I'll be taking one class. Okay, so I'll be explaining the complete agile process. How does it, what does it do, and tomorrow we'll complete that bug life cycle and SDLC completely. Okay, so any questions, any suggestions, comments? Okay, so we are good. So can I close this class for today? Okay, yeah. Thanks everyone.